Did you get NBA 2K20 early like I did? Can't wait! Even if you didn't, you're still gonna want to check out this video. Hi everybody, if you don't know me, I'm Tobi the Great, and in this video we're gonna talk about how the NBA 2K20 attribute and badge system works with code. Because I'm a nerd and I'm into that, and also because in this year they completely revamped how progression works, and for the better too. It's a lot more advanced, a little complicated, but definitely worth doing a video on, because it's interesting to see how video games are made under the hood, even if it's coming from some random YouTuber who couldn't have the slightest idea what he's talking about. But if you don't have any experience with code, don't worry, I try to break it down as simple as possible, and if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more like it, don't be afraid to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new, and check out my other videos. Alright, let's get to it. So in the newest installment of NBA 2K, when you're creating your MyPlayer, you're first given the option to select from a variety of different skill-based pie charts. This cool new feature allows you to visualize your future player's strengths and weaknesses. So even though the pie charts are new, this is essentially the archetype system of the last few games, where the pie charts each represent a selection you can make towards either a sharpshooter or a slasher, or a combination like a playmaking slasher, and I show it here. In this function called create my player, the first thing that happens is you select the skill pie, and at the bottom that's an array of possible selections, and under the hood those are the archetypes that you're essentially choosing once you select that chart. And it's the same thing for the physical profile selection. You're choosing a combination of speed, vertical, strength, and acceleration. Now I'm sure the real version is a bit more complicated than just choosing from a list of preset values, but at the same time, it probably is that simple. Development can get complicated sometimes, but when you can, you definitely want to simplify things like here. So let's move on to the next part, which is the attribute upgrades. In this step, you're given a predetermined number of attribute upgrade points that you can spend towards increasing any one of your skills' maximum skill caps. This isn't setting the skills right now, but the maximum, the potential that that skill can get up to once you reach your final build of 99 overall. So what this looks like in code is, let's say you have a function called get skill caps, and in it, it'll take the selections that you've chosen for your skill pie charts and for your physical profile pie charts. And then from there, it's able to calculate what the maximum attribute should be for each and every one of your skills. So for example, like close shot, slashers and inside scorers obviously will have the best inside shot. So somewhere in this function, through some sort of calculation that I'm sure 2K developers do, they'll calculate a maximum value for your close shot max. And your physical profile selection also matters for a few attributes such as lateral quickness. Obviously, if you have a higher speed and acceleration stat, that should also translate to you having a higher potential for lateral quickness. And now for the last part of your initial MyPlayer creation, we're going to talk about the badge upgrades and how they relate to the choices that you've made thus far. So badges are really important for providing some much needed boost to certain areas of your MyPlayer's game. You get an extra badge upgrade after you reach a specific checkpoint in allocating attribute points. That might sound a little complicated, but I'll break it down. If you look at the screen right now, I'm about to allocate some points to my shooting category. Look at the point where I start earning badge upgrades. Did you spot it? It took me a few minutes of going back and forth and rewinding, but I realized that once I put my 60-second point into shooting, I started earning badges, and then I earned badges for every single point after that 4 times, meaning that I earned 5 consecutive badges for each successive point. That means that there's a cutoff starting at 62 going all the way to 66 of points that you can put into your shooting archetype to get a badge for each one. This doesn't really prove much other than the fact that there are certain checkpoints that you need to hit to get badge upgrades for each. There's calculations that 2K does under the hood that determines what are your specific checkpoints for finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense/rebounding. And for my two-way sharpshooter, it just happened to be 62. And that's for shooting. For defense, I found that I started earning points once I put the 69th point into my defense and rebounding. So how you can do something like this in code is have an array of numbers that you have some calculation to derive these numbers, and once the player puts that amount of points in, that's checkpoints that show that, hey, you've earned a badge upgrade. So that's the bulk of the new MyPlayer creation process, other than choosing from a list of body types, choosing your height and weight and wingspan, which of course have minor to moderate effects on some of your attributes. 2K20 did a really good job this year in providing already available features that we've had since 2K17 with the archetype system, and giving us even more minute detail and control in choosing exactly what areas we want our players to focus on and what their strengths and weaknesses should be. In essence, I don't even think this is that much more work for the developer team. It's just providing more of the tools that they already had available to them and just giving it to the players. But on the outside, it just makes it seem like this is the most comprehensive sports player creation system that's available out right now. And I can't hate on it. So me and my two-way sharpshooter is gonna have some fun playing. So if you watched to the end of this video, thank you so much. I'm still getting better in figuring out how exactly to incorporate code examples with actual video game features. I think I'm getting better at it, but at the same time, I'm open to feedback. I'm only human. So if you have any kinds of comments or anything you like about this kind of video, and if you like seeing this type of content, please, by all means, let me know in the comment section what you think. I like doing these type of videos, so I'll probably keep doing them anyway. And once again, stay tuned for the next video, and thank you for watching.